Today we're going to focus on the second day of multiplying polynomials. If you remember yesterday we talked about distributing and then also multiplying a binomial times a binomial, and we talked about two methods. The first was FOIL and the second was the box. Today we are going to go ahead and look at problems that include trinomials. So we have two examples here, or two problems here in example 1. Notice in each of these we have a binomial and a trinomial. So for the first one, our binomial comes first. The second one, it comes second. For these, you can still choose either method. I'm going to show you what the FOIL method looks like for the first one, and then the box for the second one. So for FOIL, I'm going to essentially multiply that first term by each of the 3 terms in the next group. Okay, and the most common mistake when students use FOIL is that they forget to multiply by that middle term. So we are going to do 5a times a squared. So I have 5a to the 3rd power. And then 5a times 5a is 25a squared. And then 5a times 4 is 28. Now I'm going to go ahead and move to the second term in the first group and distribute that one, or FOIL that one out. So negative 3 times a squared, I'm going to write it under here so I have room, negative 3a squared. Negative 3 times 5a is negative 15a, and negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. The way I wrote this up, it made it kind of nice to go ahead and combine your like terms. Notice that my like terms are lined up, so my 5a to the 3rd is going to come straight down. If I add these two together, 25 plus negative 3 gives me a positive 22a squared, and 20 plus negative 15 is positive 5, so positive 5a, and then that minus 12 just comes straight down. Okay, so we have now multiplied a binomial times a trinomial. For the second problem here, I'm going to go ahead and set up a box. And when you do either of these, it does not matter if you have 2 going across or up and down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make it like this. Let me try that again. Okay, so I have my box here. And because we have 3 terms in one of them and 2 in the other, I need to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to fill these in. Okay, since there's 3 terms going across the top, that has to go where my 3 are. And the 8n plus 5 will go on the side. And once I have this set up, this is the same thing that you did yesterday. So the only difference is really the size of the box or the Punnett square that you're going to use. Filling it in, 8 times 7 is 56, and then I have n to the 3rd power. Watch your exponents. 8 times negative 5 is negative 40, n times n is n squared, and 8 times 3 is 24 with my n. For the bottom row, 5 times 7 is 35 n squared. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25n, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, hopefully you'll notice that just like yesterday, our like terms kind of show up on diagonals. So I'm going to combine each of those pairs of terms together to get my final answer. So my 56 n to the 3rd is just going to come straight down. And then 35 and negative 40 gives me negative 5 n squared. Negative 25 and 24 gives me negative 1 n, and you can put the 1 there. And then my plus 15 comes straight down. Okay, so 2 problems. Both have a binomial and a trinomial. For one, I use the box. For the other one, I use FOIL. It's completely up to you. If you have questions on setting up the box, make sure you ask. Okay, one more example today. We are going to look at multiplying a trinomial by a trinomial. And for this one, I'm going to tell you you need to use a box because it's going to make it a lot easier to keep your work organized. So if I set this up, I have 2n squared minus 3n minus 6 across the top, and 7n squared plus 7n minus 7 across this, or down the side. Now I could switch these around, but make sure this whole group is on the same side and this whole group is on the same side. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply to fill these in. So 7 times 2 is 14, and I end up with n to the 4th there. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21, and I have n to the 3rd. And 7 times negative 6 is negative 42, and I have n squared. Across the second row, we have 7 times 2 again is 14. This time I only have n to the 3rd. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21, and I have n squared. And 7 times negative 6 is negative 42, and just an n there. And then on the bottom, negative 7 times 2 is negative 14, and then we have our n squared. Negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21, n. And negative 7 times negative 6 is positive 42. Okay, so now we've multiplied to fill this in. We're going to go ahead and combine our like terms. And it should work out that we can combine these diagonally. So those should be my like terms there. So we're going to go ahead and combine those together to get our final answer. So my 14n to the 4th comes straight down. And 14 and negative 21 is negative 7 n to the 3rd. And then negative 14 and negative 21 is negative 35. And then negative 42, so negative 35, negative 42 is negative 77. Okay, so 14 and 21 is 35. 35 and 42 is 77. Okay, 21 and negative 42 give me negative 21n, and then bring your plus 42 down. And we have now multiplied a trinomial by a trinomial. Okay, go ahead and try the 3 guided practice problems. Once you have finished, have those answers checked, and then you can get your homework. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and mix everything that we've done so far this week together to kind of get ready for the quiz that you will be taking on Friday. Again, if you have any questions, raise your hand, ask for help. Let us know when you're done, and we'll get your homework to you.